Hello vegan adventurers, so today we are leaving Tara National Park and traveling to the town Arandjelovac through western Serbia. We're gonna see some interesting things on the way, like a house in the middle of the Drina river. So let's start the vlog by flying a drone around our accommodation one more time. So yesterday I was flying the drone here as well above Zauvina Lake, but it was all covered with fog. It was a thermal inversion, but this time it's all clear, so you can see how it looks like. And here I'm flying the drone on the other side of our accommodation, and you can see the scale of deforestation here, even in a national park. So you can imagine how bad it is outside of national park. And most of the deforestation is for the grazing animals like cows, sheep. We need at least 2 to 4 acres of land per cow, which is a pretty huge area. And many times the farmers don't even let the cows go graze on the field. They just keep them locked inside the farm, and it's more profitable for them to just cut the grass themselves and measure how much they feed them. So the animal agriculture is not only killing the animals and people with their dietary choices, but it's also the main cause of environmental destruction.
Move that booty, shake it for me. Girl, move that booty, shake it for me. Girl, move that booty, shake it for me. Girl, move that booty, shake it for me.
Okay, and here we're already heading back home. It was nice to spend time here, but we only spent here like 2 days. So it'll be much better to spend here at least a week and explore all the other hikes that are here and maybe even see some bears. So we'll definitely come back here some other time to explore those other areas, especially where the bears are, near the Zvezda mountain.
Shake it for me. Booty. Girl, move that booty. Girl, move that booty. Girl, move that booty. Shake it for me. Booty.
And here we are descending down this curvy road that you saw before from the Banska Stjena viewpoint, which should be somewhere above us, and down there you can see the Peručac Lake with the dam.
Booty. Girl, move that booty.
we almost descended down to the dam, and then we're gonna follow the road on the right along Drina river to the town Bajna Bašta. As I was looking on a map that says the wild goats should be living somewhere in these mountains here.
Check the format. Check the format. Check the format.
So we got to the crossroad at the dam, and if you go back, you could get back to the Tara another way, and also you can cross to the Bosnian borders through the dam. After about half an hour of driving, we got to the house on Drina river, which is located just after Bajna Bašta town, and it's a big attraction here, especially for international tourists. The Drina river house is a symbol of Bajna Bašta and one of the best known landmarks of this river, which is also known as Zelenica, Green River in Serbia, as well as in the entire Drina region. This fairy tale site of a rock with a tiny house on top, caressed by emerald green water on either side, represents the most beautiful introduction to Bajna Bašta. The wild and wavy Drina sometimes throws a violent tantrum and carries off the tiny house somewhere only she knows, but enthusiasts from Bajna Bašta always soon put up a new one, even sturdier and more beautiful, which immediately draws even more attention and admiration. According to a local folk tale, the main culprit, who placed the rock in the middle of the Drina, is the Serbian folk hero Marko Kraljevic. He wished to cross to the other bank of the Drina, but he didn't want his horse, the famous Sharac, to get his hooves wet, so he threw a giant rock from the nearby viewpoint, Red Rock, into the very center of the river. As I mentioned before, we are following the Drina river, which is making the natural border between Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is just on the other side. We are another big crossroad, so we're gonna go on the right to Valjevo through the hills, and on the left you can go to more towns and awesome nature.
Do you wanna dance?
Viewpoint Gate of Podrinje, 925 meters above sea level. Gate of Podrinje viewpoint is located on the slopes of Mount Povlen and represents the starting point of entry into the magical Drina Valley and beauties of the Podrinje region. This open-sided gallery offers a magnificent view on the mountain areas, the municipality of Bajna Bašta, and in the neighboring Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Do you wanna dance?
So as we're driving to this western Serbian countryside, you can see that hilly areas are usually more foresty because it's harder for people to grow their plants, to graze their animals. But as soon as the area becomes more flat, there is less forests and more pastures and fields. And most of the fields are for growing animal feed, and most pastures are just for feeding the animals. Serbia still has around 30% of its area forested, which tends to be an average for European countries, but not as good as some neighboring countries like Bosnia, which has 52% forest, or Slovenia, which has 62% forest. And here we got to the Rovni Lake, which is about 10 kilometers from Valjevo. But it was not really a place for recreation. We wanted to have lunch there, but there were only guardian men here telling people not to go anywhere. So I wish there was a better access to this lake for recreational purposes. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoy our road trip through western Serbia. Next we're gonna stop in Arandjelovac and spend one day there hiking a nearby hill, so stay tuned for that awesome video. And as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous.